Good morning, children. I welcome you all to the English literature class. Today, we are going to do The Patriot by Robert Browning. I hope you all have your textbooks. Turn to page 32. Now, the patriot is someone who does a noble or a great deed for his country. And here, the people are welcoming the patriot. It was roses, roses all the way, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. The people have scattered roses and myrtle, and they are so happy and excited to welcome the patriot. So the poet uses the word like mad. The house roofs seemed to heave and sway. The church fires flamed, such flags they had. A year ago, on this very day. Now the poet is remembering what happened a year ago. So this poem is reflective in tone. We all remember happy events which happened long ago and we are happy to think about it. So here we see a large crowd of people on the rooftops and the church spires. Church spires are the pointed structure of a church. They have decorated the church spires with colorful, beautiful flags. Flamed. The church spires flamed, such flags they had. It looked like a flame. So here you have a metaphor. The flags are compared to a flame because of the beauty and the color of the flags. Again I repeat, this happened a year ago on this very day. In the second stanza also, the people are welcoming the patriot by ringing the bells. The air broke into a mist with bells. The old walls rocked with a crowd and cries. The excitement of the people, they are shouting, cheering, the bells are ringing, and the patriot is welcomed in such a grand way. At that time, if the patriot had I said, good folk, mere noise repels. But give me yonder sun, your sun from yonder skies. At that moment, if the poet had asked anything impossible from the people, they would have been ready to do it for him. They would have even given him the sun from the sky. They had answered, and afterwards what else? They are ready to do anything impossible. Not that they can pluck the sun from the sky and give it to the poet, but that means they are ready to do anything impossible for the patriot. They honored him, they admired him, they cheered for him, and they welcomed him. Now there is a change in the tone in the next three stanzas. Alack, it was I who leaped at the sun. The word alack shows a sense of regret, a feeling of sadness, because there is a change in the public opinion. Now the public opinion is unreliable. People are fickle, they are changeable, they are whimsical. And now they have turned against him for some misdeeds. Now what he has done for getting the honor of the people and for the humiliation and shame which he got from the people is not mentioned. The deed is not mentioned. Alack, it was I who leaped at the sun to give it my loving friends to keep. So the word loving friends shows you that the people admired and loved him at one time. Not man could do, have I left undone. There is nothing that he has left undone. He has done everything for the welfare of his people. He even leaped at the sun. Now that phrase, leaped at the sun, is a reference to Greek mythology. Icarus in Greek mythology dared to fly up to the sun and his wax wings were melted. He plunged into the sea and met his death. So here the poet feels a sense of pride at his achievement. And you see my harvest, what I reap. This is the reward that I got. There is a saying, as you sow, you will reap. The deeds and actions which you have done will be either rewarded or punished. Again, this very day, now a year is run. Now he is referring to what has happened in the present. Now there is nobody on the housetops. Fourth stanza, there is nobody on the housetops now. Just a palsied few at the window set. For the best of the sight is all alow at the shambles gate, or better yet, by the very scaffold's foot I throw. Only people who are palsied means sick, paralyzed, unable to move. A few people who are not able to move, they are still at the housetops at this moment. All the other people have gone to watch his execution at the shambles gate, or better, they are standing near the very scaffold. Scaffold is a structure which is erected to hang a person. So the whole crowd which once welcomed him with roses and myrtle, they are now at the place of execution. Now we are not told what he has done to be hanged or to be executed. It is the poet wants to show that public opinion is changeable. People are changeable. People are fickle. You cannot rely on people. Stanza 5, I go in the rain, and more than needs a rope cuts both my wrist behind. It is raining. It is gloomy. It is dark. There is no shouting, no cheering, no clapping. Both his hands are tied behind with a rope. And then people who showered roses on him are now throwing stones at him. So you see the contrasting picture here. He feels that his forehead is bleeding because someone has thrown a stone at him. For they fling whoever has a mind. Anybody who wants can hurt him, can shame him, can humiliate him. For they fling whoever has a mind stones at me for my years' misdeeds. Misdeeds means the wrong things that he has done. Now, as I told you before, we are not told what exactly the poet has done, the person has done, the patriot has done to bring the anger of the public. Thus I entered, thus I go. Now he is entering into the gates of life after death. Thus I entered, thus I go. In triumph, people have dropped down dead. Some people die at the moment of their success. And then, paid by the world, what dost thou owe? Me? God might question. Now instead, 'tis God shall repay. I am safer so. If a person dies when he is rewarded at the moment of his triumph and success, God might ask him, you are already rewarded by the world. What is there for me to give you? So here we see the poet's or the patriot's optimistic philosophy. He believes in God and he believes that God will reward him for his actions. He trusts God more than the people and he is sure of being rewarded by God. So Browning, the poet Browning, lived at a time when there was a lot of doubt and questioning about faith, about God. But Browning had a very strong faith in God. In another poem, there is a line, God is in his heaven, all is right with the world. God is ruling, God is reigning, so nothing can go wrong with people who believe and trust in him. Now, I want to tell you that this poem is a dramatic monologue. Drama means it has all the elements of a drama. Monologue means a single person is speaking. Here it is not the poet who is speaking, it is the patriot who is speaking. And he relates events which happened a year ago and he goes back and remembers events which happened a year back. So we have the two contrasting pictures which happened on one day, and the same day next year the same events, the opposite events took place. So, I will give you some points at the end of this poem, and with the help of the workbook notes, you can study this poem. It is good if you learn it by heart also, and I wish you all the best.